back with comedian Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I made a strategic error today. I'm trying to get my shit together. One of my wife's friends came over the weekend, and he was like, fuck, you've put on a bit of weight. And I'm like, fucking that's it. That's it. I've got to go back to the gym. I've got to sort this shit out. So I'm like, really the only time I can go to the gym is in the morning. So I was like, I'm just going to have to get up a little bit earlier and go to the gym in the morning and then go to work. I was also thinking this because I've got this fucking incredible new gig going on with work. So I go to the old site in the morning and I'm meant to be there until lunchtime. I don't know how long this is going to last. Probably tomorrow it will be over, but today was great. So I turned up to the old site because I'm on standby there for any work that needs to be done, and I did nothing. I did nothing until lunchtime, and then I went to the other site and worked until the end of the day. So I just had a fucking great day today. No one looking over my shoulder, no one around, no one even caring that I'm there. I'm not even caring that I'm there. No work to be done, except when I was signing off at the end of the day, at lunchtime, one of the bosses that had to sign the timesheet was like, what are you doing here again? I'm like, nah, they just sent me here. I don't know. There's no work. I'm on standby. He's like, yeah, but what, like, do you need to be here? And I'm like, hey, I'm not the one fucking calling the shots here. I got told to come here and I'm here. And he's like, well, like, we don't have any work for you to do here. And I'm like, hey, how about you shut the fuck up and just let it flow? Just let me flow in whatever direction I feel like flowing, all right? I can find things to do, don't worry. None of them have to do with work, but I can do a lot. So I knew that was happening today, and it's meant to be happening for 8 weeks, but I can't imagine they're going to let me just sit out there and do nothing until lunchtime for the next 8 weeks. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym in the morning and then I'll work. So I'm going to have to get up a little bit earlier. So I was like, I'll get up at 5 a.m. I'll go to the gym. I'll do a workout, not a big one, not a full body fucking max out. Just like 3 exercises and a little bit of a stretch, and then I'll go to work. And I'll just make that my routine. And I did. I fucking didn't sleep till like 1 a.m. and I got up at 5 a.m. and went to the gym. I was expecting it to be empty and I'd just be able to fucking chill and just lurk around and it was just going to be nice and peaceful. It was like fucking happy hour in there. It was busy as fuck. I'm like, what are you retards doing in here? Go home, go to sleep, you fucking cunts. I couldn't believe it. It was busier than it is at lunchtime there. And it was 5 a.m. So it was a little bit of a shit fight with that many people in the gym. But I did my fucking exercises. I actually just did squats and deadlifts and a little bit of stretching. And a little bit of fucking cardio. But like, you know. Anyway, I was feeling good afterwards. Then I went to work. I chilled for most of the day. Fuck, it was amazing. And there's a gym out near the second work site. So I was like, is it better for me to just drive straight out here and go to the gym out here? So I checked the gym out and it actually had a sauna. So I'm like, fuck, that is probably better. I can fucking go to the gym in the morning and then after work I can have a quick sauna and then drive home. So I went in there and they give you a 2-day trial. So I was like, all right, I'm going to fucking do this. and I'm going to go do the sauna after work. So after work, I went in the sauna and I absolutely fucking blasted myself. Just sweat pouring off everywhere. I could barely fucking walk out. I was fucking hallucinating. I was completely fucked. Had a shower, left, and then I realized I've got an hour drive home and I can barely hold my eyes open as is. So I fucking start driving home, and it was the dodgiest drive I've ever had back. I've had some dodgy ones, but this one was like, I could not control myself. I was like falling asleep. I was having like mini little shocks, like, oh, and I kept on lapsing over, and I'm like, I've got to pull over. I've got to fucking get a little bit of sleep in or something. And I was going to pick my son up from fucking soccer, and I was like 20 minutes early, so I just pulled over to the side of the road, parked, set my alarm for fucking like 17 minutes, and had a sleep. And basically, this is what it felt like. I set the alarm, I closed my eyes, and then the next thing I know, it was like I blinked, and then I got my son, and I'm still so fucking exhausted. Like, this is as tired as I've ever been. I can't control it. I'm about to fucking collapse. I think I'm still jet lagged a little bit as well, and sick. And I had a fucking sauna, and I fucking went to the gym at 5 a.m. Anyway, I'm going back to the gym at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning as well, because I'm getting my shit together. It's happening. This is the big 2-month push until fucking Christmas. Anyway, it's Monday, another fucking Monday, another happy fucking Monday. And you know what that means? It's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of this generation or any generation, every generation, comedian, philosopher, crane operator, waterproofer, Le Boyle, then head to my website, boylecomedy.com. There's a section there for Ask Boyles. Fucking put in your details, ask your question, I'll get to it. If you got a fucked up Friday story as well, fucking just bounce over to the next column, fucking send me in a banger. While you're there, join the Patreon. It's a fucking pint a month, and I'll be fucking out of this job pretty soon. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by Chris in the car. That's all he's put. And here's the question. Are all construction workers retarded? That's an easy one. Yes. Bada bing, bada fucking boom. Yes, we're all done. Oh, he's got more. Let me be clear. I used to be one. I left the industry to pursue a career in gaming. I don't know what that means. Is that like blackjack and poker and shit? Or are you talking about like translucent skin, wispy beard, fucking incel, get no pussy gaming? Like fucking Call of Duty and shit. So now I'm on the other side of it and have to hire private contractors to do the work that I used to do myself. Can't you still do it? One thing I've noticed is that they are all the most unabashedly shameless crooks I've ever met. Each one of them is impatient and arrogant, asking for ungodly amounts of money for skills that anyone with a functioning brain can learn in a weekend. I understand that something like bricklaying can take years of practice to get proficient at, but these guys are making more than doctors with about 1/32nd of the intelligence, including electricians. Everyone I went to high school with who is now a tradie was either an alcoholic, fuck up, autistic, or all of the above. So basically, my question is, are all construction workers retarded? And the answer is still a rock solid gold plated yes, with almost no exceptions. I can't even think of an exception. Maybe there's like woodworkers that are more artists than construction workers, but I'm telling you right now, there is not a single solitary construction worker I've ever met that isn't full blown fucking autistic retarded in some way. They may be able to like present with a veneer of like normal for a little while, but if you just fucking work with them for long enough, their fucking retardedness will shine through. That's every single one. Like, you're talking about cunts who, for the most part, left high school in like year 9. Like, going from year 9 to year 10 at my high school, we lost like 45% of the student body. Everyone's like, we're just going to get a trade and smoke bongs. I was always like, why don't you just stay in school where the girls are at? Why would you want to go and hang out with men and work for, I think it was $6 an hour back then? Maybe even like $5.50 or something as an apprentice doing anything. And like those kids who left in year 9, they weren't like the A kids. They weren't leaving school because they were absolutely like just killing it. They weren't mathematical geniuses. They weren't most of them didn't know how to spell. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't leaving school and getting a trade because it was their passion. Like, it was their calling. They were leaving school because they didn't know how to read. And the only thing they did with like pencils was stab at other students. Like, they're retarded. And the trades are like, come with us. Come build houses with us. Come join this crew where the 19-year-old apprentice is addicted to meth and the boss has gambling addiction and is only hanging on to the business by the fucking hair on his balls. And let these guys mentor you for the next 8 years. They're all retarded. It's just a massive cycle of retardation. But yes, they are earning more money than doctors because during the 90s and 2000s and even now, the push was like, you've got to go to university if you want to have a future. You've got to go to university. And so some of the retards that should have just gone into a trade went to a really shitty university where you only had to get like 55% to get in and became like lawyers and accountants and shit like that. Just bottom of the barrel cunts. And so there ends up being not enough tradies, not enough construction workers to get the jobs done. And so it just becomes a simple supply and demand thing. I can't do it. I haven't got time to do it. All the boomer tradies are retired or dead. The next generation didn't become tradies. And the only people who did become tradies are full-blown retards that couldn't even do school. They literally couldn't do school. So they had to leave and do something else. And some of them got jobs as apprentices and some of them didn't. And they ended up being drug dealers or burglars and they ended up in jail. But it's the same crop of people. Half of them ended up in jail. The other half ended up as tradies. So yes, they are all 110 fucking retarded. I think that's pretty emphatic. You don't need anything else. That's all you need to know. Anyway, Chris, thanks for your question. He actually sent in a second question that was more about alcohol, and I'll do that next week or the week after if I get a better question. Anyway, that'll fucking do it for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.